Hey guys, Tricia here, PrettyLosers.com, and we are coming to you tonight with Lina Cochina.
Hola chicos y chicas.
Christina.
Hi.
And the Waffles.
What's up?
So we're really excited to have you guys tonight. Thank you for coming. I know it's kind of early for you guys, but we're really excited. We have a lot of questions to ask you. But first, we'll go ahead and ask everybody how their week's been. Lina, how's your week been?
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have carpal tunnel and I have arthritis, right? And I decided I want to learn how to knit. So, yeah. I was in so much pain, but I wanted to keep going and going, and I kept going. And when I woke up around 4 o'clock in the morning that night, I thought I had like torn ligaments or something. That's how bad it was. And my honey wanted to take me to the hospital. I was like, no, just wait a day, And anybody that knows me knows I don't take pain pills. I don't take pain medication. Well, I told my honey, go into my medicine drawer and take out the pain meds they gave me when I had my weight loss surgery that I never opened, and open that sucker up. That's how bad it was. Wow. But I'm much, much better, except I still want to keep the brace on all today, and then I'll take it off tomorrow and stuff. I take it off but put it back on, but that's my exciting update for the week. Hurting myself. And no, Tricia, I did not hurt myself like you're thinking.
Extracurricular activity.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Okay. Then
I just didn't want to say that, but you know me all too well.
Yeah.
What about you, Christina? What's going on with you?
Oh, wow. I haven't even made an update on my channel, but as everybody knew, I had the VSG and I had a leak. And last Monday, my doctor said the leak is healed, and they took me off my TPN and my PICC line. So I'm doing great. And today I weighed in at 309.4. So
say what? What? Say what?
309.4.
That's right, girl. But let everybody know that your leak was not
It wasn't on my sleeve. It was on my esophagus.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're doing better.
We all are glad.
Yeah. Lots of prayers. So, okay, I know you said that your leak healed, but tell everybody, like, what happened as far as, like, how it closed.
How it closed? Okay, well, you have your esophagus, and the leak, when they went in for the second surgery, he couldn't really see it because it was a tiny leak. So when, he thought I was going to be, on my TPN, and my leak was going to take a long time to heal, but when I went back to go see him, they did the barium swallow, they did the CT, and what happened was that where the leak was, a growth just grew over the leak to seal it. And that's how he was just amazed how it healed like that. Something just grew over it. And just.
Can you tell them what shape it grew over as?
Like a little bitty banana, like a little.
Now she has 2 nanners in her body. Well, technically two.
Yeah,
right
so
it's 8 or 3. But,
so wherever the leak is, there's like a pouch. But if something goes in it, it'll come back out and go into my sleeve. Yeah, but he said it was unusual, but it sealed it, and it's good.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad.
What about your update, girlfriend?
I haven't really been doing much. I went to see Christina, and then came home, and now I'm bored. I'm ready to go do something else. So just hanging out with my friend Carol a lot. That she has breast cancer, so she does chemo again tomorrow, so I'll be back over there tomorrow with her. But what about you, Chris and Sarah? How's your week been going?
A lot better than some other people, I guess. No wrist injuries yet.
Extracurricular activities.
No leaks. Busy as usual. How about you?
I've had a rough week, but keeping my chin up. No, it's been good. We're just always busy. Everyone knows that we're like You know what? I like to fill all of our time. I like to be busy, and people are like, how do you do everything you do? And I say, you know what? I feel like I spent the first 35 years of my life in the bleachers, and like now I have like all this time to make up for. So
with
I'm like,
2 hot dogs in your hand.
yeah, exactly, and one in my mouth. So
Hey.
So I was always busy and exhausted and going here and there, and we went to a lecture Friday night and my work party Saturday night, and we had the kids all weekend, so just busy.
Yes.
That's
Busy,
awesome.
busy.
That's good to stay busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I know if you guys don't know about the Waffles, you've been probably living under a rock, but
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
you guys want to briefly tell us like your story, VSG, RNY, or where you had your surgery, stuff like that?
I will.
You're
I'll
almost
go
5 years
first.
out.
Yeah, I'll be 5 years out here in a couple months. I have mine in 2011 down in Southern California, where I'm originally from. I'm up here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest now, but I had mine down south there in the LA area, and
You had a sleeve.
I had the sleeve. Yep. And when I went, the surgeon I went through, I was originally going to get the band, and then I went to their orientation, and the doctor said, "Look, here's the surgeries that we do, RNY," and he talked about that. He goes, "The lap band," talked about that. He goes, "We just started doing this brand new one. It's called vertical sleeve gastrectomy." And I was like, "Vertical what now?" And he's like, "This is what it is. This is what we're doing. We're getting some good results, and do." And I was like, "That's the one for me." So that's the one I got, and it was successful for me. Didn't really have any issues, and followed my doctor's plan, and lost. Ended up losing total. I had lost some before. For my heaviest weight, I had lost some on my own. Then I had to lose an additional like 30 pounds before I got the surgery. But between that and then after the sleeve, I lost about 160 pounds.
Awesome.
You know, it was real easy for like the first 3 years or so, and then these past year and a half, it's been fighting some regain, gained a little bit back. Up and down a little bit, so trying to get back on track. We started with a plan to get back down to my my comfortable goal. I went down, then I came back a little bit, and I was like, I'm good right here. But now I'm above that, so I'm trying to get back to that stage for the WLSFA coming up here in May.
I am about 2.5 years out. I had my surgery, I think, on June 18th. It might have been the 17th, though I forget, of 2013. I had the VSG in Mexicali, Mexico, with the late Dr. Aceves. I had been trying to have weight loss surgery for about 3 or 4 years, and it was always denied by my insurance. So I told the long story. Didn't I just tell the long story? Oh, I told the long story during my talk.
I feel like I hear it all the time.
All I do is jibber jabber. I just gave a talk at a support group almost 2 weeks ago. It was like a dry run of the talk I'm going to give at WLSFA. But I told the long story there. So if you want to hear the long story about how I came to go to Mexico, you can come to my talk. But my mom went with me, and my highest weight was about 350. And I was, how much did I weigh when I had surgery? 280 something when I had surgery. And then,
I actually saw that today.
what?
You were 285.
Oh, God, I was about 285 when I had surgery. And then, my lowest weight.
The stalkers more than you.
My lowest weight was 188. This morning I had a 2-pound gain this week, which is why I just had a super shitty week, because I'm doing everything right, and sometimes your body just betrays you.
Yep.
So this morning I was 206. So my goal is to get back to like 188 for WLSFA. But I'm at 1214. the brand, and I wear a medium or large shirt depending on the brand. So I'm not super unhappy, but I liked better when I was for sure a 12 and for sure a medium. So that's where I'm trying to get back to.
Yeah, we've been stalled out. We started off with a bang, and then this past week we've kind of stalled. It's like the 3-week stall out.
Yep, all over again.
Yeah, and
I know
we both got discouraged at different points, and she kind of had a rough morning with the scale this morning, and I'd been the same for days and days and days, and so, but we're just kind of, we just kind of boost each other up and keep on keeping on, and
it's really funny because this is TMI if any men are watching. I had my period this week, so I was like, I was sure that my stall was like because of my period, and any day I was gonna get that like big 2 or 3 pound loss that like comes off at the end, where you like go up a pound and then it all comes off. And instead, I gained 2 pounds when my period ended, and I wanted to punch someone in the face, and I was talking to Lindsay this morning, and we were laughing about how it's
Fly Girl VSG, for those who don't know. I was just happy your period came.
Oh my God.
I kid.
We were laughing about how it reminded that we both were like stalled out all week, and you have like the 3-week stall after surgery, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be weird if it was just like that? Because for the first time since we had surgery, we were super on point, basically doing pre-op Premier protein for breakfast, lunch, lean and green for dinner, lots of water, and sure enough, that happened to us, which is super weird, right? The 3-week stall is like, I always thought it was only a surgery thing. And then to have Lindsay and us started losing weight about the same week, and she's having the same problem this week. So I was like, how weird is that all three of us are like.
Yeah, it's not only a weight loss thing. It's anybody that's, living their life as whatever, and then once they get on that I'm going to do good, it's always a 3-week. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Because my cousin came over a couple of weeks ago, and she was all discouraged because she was like straight on point. And she's like, blah, blah, blah. I said, is it your 3rd week? She goes, yeah. I said, yep, 3-week stall. It's for everybody. It sucks.
It's hard. It's discouraging, but we're gonna stay strong, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's harder for me this time because right after surgery, like, you're not really hungry. So it's like, oh, well, but now I'm fucking starving all day. Yeah. And so to be, like, hungry all day and to fight that all day and still hit the 3-week stall, it was, like, twice as discouraging as when I had surgery. Because at least after surgery, I, like, wasn't hungry. I was still, because my doctor had me on clear liquids for 4 or 5 weeks. I was still just drinking water at that point and Isopure, like. Yeah. Whatever, but now it's
and
like
I didn't even feel hunger until I was like a year and a half out. I get
that's for sure. I felt hunger the minute I woke up from surgery.
Like, where's my Big Mac?
Yes, man.
So, basically, we were just talking that you guys started running. How long did it take you guys to start running as far as after surgery?
If I can remember that far back, I started walking in the hospital. Mm-hmm. It was exercise was much a part of my doctor's plan, and from after 4 weeks, I was jogging and walking, riding my bike, and I feel like I wanted to take advantage. And my advice to anyone is when they get their surgery is take advantage of the easy time to get as far and lose as much as you can as fast as you can, because it doesn't get any easier than that. So I almost got to my goal weight 9-10 months. I lost a little bit more after that, and things were shrinking back up and my body was still changing, but I lost the bulk of my weight in that, and I was just really proteins and all my protein in, all my water in, and exercise. And so I was doing it fairly out. And then after that, I never exercised once I hit goal weight, as long as I maintained it. But now, but that's not true. But then I went on my, I had my bucket list of things that I wanted to do. Like, I want to go zip lining because I was too fat to zip line before. And I want to, those things that you want to do. What do you call that?
Your bucket list.
Yeah, your bucket list, right? But not your death bucket list, your skinny bucket list. Yeah. And So running a 5K and like running it, not walking it or half walk, half jog, but like running it nonstop. That was on my list. So I started doing Couch to 5K for that, and I did that. And then I came back, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "I'm never running it again. Screw that. No fun." And but now I have to get exercise in to maintain and not gain at this point. So we've been doing that and doing.
I think I started Couch to 5K about 3 weeks after surgery. It was dumb. In retrospect, I was just, I mean, whatever. I got through it, but I was so like, I didn't want to waste any time. Wow. But it's possible that my body wasn't really ready for that.
No, you pushed yourself too hard.
I didn't want to waste any time. I wanted to do whatever. I was so excited that the weight was coming off. I wanted to do whatever I could to make it come off faster and harder.
Yeah.
And you lost pretty quick. Like, you did really well. So, I don't remember what video I was watching, but you had already lost like 60 pounds, and it was pretty early.
Yeah, Dr. Aceves had a reputation for making a super tight sleeve. Mm-hmm. And I still have way more restriction than him. I mean,
I can eat a lot more than she can.
I have the same restriction that I had, like 6 or 8 months after surgery. The problem is I eat more often. But, like, he can eat a normal-sized portion now. He can't, like, binge eat like he could before surgery, where he could put down, what did you say you used to order at McDonald's? We were just talking about this the other day. Like 3 of something? 3 sausage McMuffins or...
No, that was my ex-wife.
That much anymore like you could before, because you used to you could put down some food, but he can eat a normal sized portion.
I can eat it. I can eat probably 2 cups. It depends on what it is too, because you can eat around your sleeve, slider foods and all that. I'm sure you guys have heard about, but
I still have a sleeve. Like, I still have a tight sleeve. If I'm eating meat, I can only eat 2 to 4 ounces. Like, still.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Except that now I eat 10 times a day. So it's like, that's what I have to work on now is, I don't need to eat every 2 hours.
Yeah. And that's what's been happening with me. I'm sorry I interrupted, but like when I eat now, and I'm only like 2 months out, I can only get in like maybe 3 teaspoons of food. And a lot of people say it's normal, but then it scares me because it's like I need to get that protein in and get, all the stuff that I need to get in. So it's like,
You will. How far
I have all that. 2 months.
You will. I was still.
That's
the way I was about 2 months out.
But it's even worse for her because she's 2 months, and with all her problems, so she was 2 months on liquids. So that's what we're telling her. It's not. Don't say don't think in your head you're 2 months out. You should already be eating 2 ounces of meat. She was on liquids till like a week ago?
Last Monday.
Yeah. So it's like
I started back on a 3rd stage where it's like.
So basically, it's like you're a week out of surgery.
Yeah.
It's really, it really is like being a baby again. Your stomach is infantile at this point, and it's just going to take you some time. Yeah. Think about it. Babies don't start on protein because their stomach is still developing, and in a lot of ways after surgery, our stomach is going through the same thing. So it just takes you time to get there. You'll be fine. What I used to say to myself after surgery, because I was on liquids forever because I had the hiatal hernia, and that put me on liquids for even longer. And, the truth is your body is going to be fine because we all have plenty to keep our body going. There's plenty of energy to burn. You'll get there, and it'll be fine.
It just, I understand, like, people because it sucks just drinking and not having, like, some good food to taste. But, trust me, it's better to just try to go through that. I think I was still drinking Isopure and protein shakes for a long time, and then maybe one of my meals I'd have like a little bit of cottage cheese or scrambled egg. I'd be like, oh, my sleeve, I'm dying.
That's what I've been doing.
But trust me, when you're 5 years out, you're going to be like, why did I eat that hamburger?
Don't touch the burger. So Sarah, you said something earlier not earlier, but in a video, and it was the video that you said you were never going to talk about anything else in that video, but you said that you had the courage to do things that you didn't have before surgery. Like you had more courage. Like that really got to me when I heard that. Like that's where I've seen me now. There's a lot of things that I feel like I never had the courage to do. And one of them is to get people that are, I hate the word when people say toxic, but that out of my life. So how long did that really take you to get to that phase?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that because I think sometimes it's still a work in progress with some people, because some people I had a tighter, closer connection with, and there are toxic people in my life that I still struggle to let go of completely. Now their role in my life is greatly reduced, but there are people in my life absolutely now that I should just let go, and I can't bring myself to do it. I don't let them, they don't have access to me like they had before, but I'm struggling to make that final chop on the rope to release them. So I don't know that, hold on one second. Sorry, our dog wanted out.
Yeah, the big change comes when people really start noticing you look different and you're acting a little different because you can do more things. You're changing, and that brings up a lot of stuff for people, and that's when you kind of see what people are all about in your life. When you go through a change, and in life changes, even it could be people who go through a death, a death in your close family, or an accident or something, like those big life changes, or this giant weight loss. That's when you start to see who are your true friends and who are toxic and who are this and who are that. And I feel like when you were really getting down and making changes in your life that you felt were for the better, that kind of stuff revealed itself.
Here's the truth. And the reason that even the people that are still in my life have reduced access is, when it happens, when you really let go of those toxic people, is when you fully accept that you've changed and you no longer try to be who you were to accommodate relationships. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because there are people in your life who like you the way you were, and sadly, there are people in your life who liked you more when you were unhappy, either because misery loves company or because it made them feel better about themselves to have someone that they could look down on and pity, or whatever it is. It is when you accept that you are different.
Or they have control over you because you don't stand up for yourself because you think you're not worthy or whatever.
When you come to the place that you are willing to fully accept that you are a changed person, and you no longer revert to old behaviors to accommodate people, that is when the toxic people will either leave your life of their own accord, or you will no longer talk to them because they don't fit into your paradigm of life anymore. And the hardest thing for me was accepting that, you know what, I'm a different person now. But I'm okay with that because I didn't like who I was before. So I didn't go through all of that to be the person I was, And there are people that were in my life that I really thought were, and they're not bad people. They weren't cruel to me. They weren't nothing like that. It's just that they liked that version of me. However I was, that is different than how I am now. They don't like the new me, and that's okay. No one else signs up for surgery. You sign up for surgery. Yeah. And you aren't entitled to have all the same friendships that you had before. So you lose people in your life for better and for worse. There are people that I wish were still in my life that aren't going to be, because guess what? They don't like the new me. And that's okay, because I'm not going to be who I was for them. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Definitely. Wouldn't want to be
So now, there are a couple of relationships in particular that I still mourn because it wasn't my choice for them to leave the friendship. But I would rather be without them than be the person I was. So if they don't like me the way I am, then I just have to accept that and move on and make room for people who do like me. Yeah, that's all I can do. I can't control how they feel about me. If I'm happy with who I am, then I don't really want people around me that don't like me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, it's a bad feeling.
Yeah. Now, with that said, I took that as a friends and family before surgery and all of that. Now, what do you guys think about the whole community and shit talkers and people talking behind your back and starting problems and hating and all that beautiful package?
We just don't get involved in it.
Haters gonna hate.
You know, I'm sure that there are people that we're friends with that get involved in drama, but they all know that we want nothing to do with it. I don't. And I'm not saying I've never said something behind someone else's back. I think that that's human nature. But I have no desire to invest time and energy into manufactured drama. So it doesn't mean I like everyone in the community. I like pretty much everyone. I mean, he knows. I like almost everyone, though. I don't. There are people that I would consider that I care very, very much for that get involved in things I want nothing to do with. But that's okay because that doesn't concern me. As long as their relationship with me is healthy, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way to look at it.
Well, I was gonna say, if I could.
Please.
Of course.
That was to Sarah.
Oh, sorry.
She's much more tolerant of people than I am, but I would agree. You know, I feel, and we've said this before, and I'll say it to you guys and all the people watching us out there in Pretty Losers Land. You know, we are a community of people with dysfunctions.
That's what we have in common.
You know, what we have in common is we're all kind of crazy in different ways.
Fucked up in the head.
Because you have to be kind of messed up to become morbidly obese. Like, you know, mentally healthy people don't really become morbidly obese unless it's like some true medical problem. So when you get a bunch of people who are kind of dysfunctional, and then they're losing a bunch of weight and going crazy. I mean, it's just craziness happens. And again, like Sarah said, you know, we just like to meet people, and we like to make friends, and we don't really. And you know, I think we both talked about how when we were overweight, we used to get in that drama, you know, because we weren't happy. And misery loves company, and we get down in the dirt, and this person is this and that, and doing all that. And it's like now, it's like, you know what? We're just out to have fun adventures and good times, and meet people, and make new friends. And ain't no one have time for that.
Make memories.
My general rule for friendship is I have to feel good when I'm around you.
Yeah.
And what I've found is that people that spend all of their energy manufacturing drama, that doesn't feel good to me anymore. So I just naturally don't end up in friendships with them, or they don't bring it around me because they know I'll just up and walk away. I just don't want anything to do with it.
And if I don't feel good around you, I'll excuse myself to a room and make myself feel good.
God.
Oh, wow.
Talking about those hot dogs again.
And the messed upness.
I don't have any crazy rules for friendship. If I feel good when I'm around you, that's all I really care about. So I like people. I like all sorts of different people because people, like, I enjoy the way I am with people for different reasons. So I don't necessarily. I mean, I have a closer group of friends. That's normal, but I don't think.
Yeah, here's the thing about that. So there was a time where people were saying that there was like some cliques and everything.
Hey, that was my next question.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Let's
You ruined it.
So, what do you guys think about people talking shit about people having cliques?
So there was
Take
a
it away,
time where, I mean, it might still be going on. We're not, you know, with the exception of the WLSFA this May, which we're really excited about, we're not probably as involved in the community as we were because we have so many other projects and things that we work on, and our family and all of this, but I think there was a time where there was that. There was criticism from people talking about cliques and it really in this kind of high school type of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of, yeah.
I don't know about cliques. I can only speak for myself and you. I think that you know, we try to be friends with everyone. You're going to make friends who you're going to be closer with and want to hang out with, right? I mean, you get along with some people you like, but you know may not, you know, more of an acquaintance.
There is not a single community on the planet with more than 10 people that doesn't naturally break into smaller groups of people who connect at a deeper level. It doesn't mean that they're standoffish or that you're unwelcome. It's just the way humans are.
Amen, sister.
That's just the way it is.
I think there's a lot of people in the community who may be introverted or lived a more introverted life due to their weight, and now they're breaking out of their shell for the first time. And people like Sarah and I can be intimidating to people like that because we're very loud and have big personalities. I can't speak for some of these groups that I know of friends who I don't have anything against, and you know I really like to like everybody and unless you do me wrong. Sarah and I have never felt above people or you know that we were better than somebody else or that we were you know, we're the popular ones and you go over here or whatever the case may be.
Here's when it's a problem. It's only a problem if you feel exclusive. If you aren't willing to include someone that wants to get to know you, that's when it's a problem. And it doesn't mean that you have to be equally good friends with everyone, but the minute you intentionally exclude someone, that's when you have to wonder if you're being a good person. You know?
Yeah.
And I just went through this issue with my daughter. My daughter is now 11, and so she's at an age where cliques are starting to form pretty strongly, and I caught her talking shit about someone, and I said, you know what? You have no idea what's happening in that person's life, but at the end of the day, all that matters is if you're being a good friend. So you need to look at your actions and determine if you're being a good friend or if you're not, because that's at the end of the day, that's what really matters. And you know what I mean? So it's just we're better friends with some people for various reasons. We've known them longer. We have certain things in common, but I am against any group of people that intentionally excludes someone unless it's someone that has violated them in some way.
Yeah, we're not down with that. Here's the perfect example. At WSFA in San Diego last year, Sarah is very much into board games. We play a lot of board games. She brought some and said, hey, you know what, between this time and this time, we're gonna be out here playing board games. Who wants to come and learn some games, come out and play. Open to everyone. A bunch of people came. You know, some people we knew really well, some people we just met.
Some people didn't like it, and that's okay.
Some people didn't like it and walked off. Some people had a good time, and we were just like open to everyone who wants to hang out. Now, for dinner, maybe we wanted to have dinner with me and you and someone that we've known for 5 years, we've had to our house, and who also happens to be a weight loss surgery patient that we're really, really close with, and I didn't invite someone who I just met. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that we're trying to exclude. I think that's just natural when you have like friends and you're at something like that.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh,
Or
definitely.
Like Waffle Palooza. Waffle Palooza is basically an open invite. People come to our house that we've never met before. But we also went to the beach in November with a smaller group of friends. That wasn't a weight loss surgery get-together just because we all had weight loss surgery. You know what I mean? That's not us being a clique. That's a group of people that said, hey, let's run a house at the beach. You know, so it's...
And I think there were some comments about that.
Oh, geez.
You know? And I think there were some comments about that. And it's, you know, I don't... You know, it was like kind of like, hey, this couple and you guys want to come and we're kind of in the area, and it's not, you know, it's just when you're closer with stuff, that's not, but it wasn't a weight loss surgery like gathering. Yeah. It was just friends getting together, and some of us have that in common.
Sorry, we keep going on and on. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a huge thing, and I so understand what you guys are saying. I go to a support group, which has all new people and old people, and sometimes I don't see people for a while, sometimes they don't see me or whatever. But out of that huge group, there's like 12 of us that is the clique, because they've told us that before. They went up to the person that runs it and told them this. I'm like, really? How old are you? You're like 40 something, and you're like, oh, there's a clique over there. And it's exactly what you guys say. It's like, we got together. We, it wasn't like we're adding to our little clique. You know what I mean? It's like, we go after support group, we'll go get coffee, or we'll go, if it's nice outside, we'll go sit under the tree and talk. You could come join us or whatever. And I've been put in that situation too. And it's just like, I've noticed that it's people that are, like you say, more introverted, or people that are not liked by many people, so they're jealous. That's what I got when it came to my thing. Now, when it came to you guys' thing, because it was really big for a while. It was really big for a while, and yes, a lot of people talked about it. A lot of people were making a big deal about it and stuff were said to me also. And I've noticed some of the people that were saying stuff also are people that are not very popular or liked. And it's just like, I guess they say this to feel better about themselves and want this little clique to sound like it's bad. It's not bad. You want to call me a clique because I'm hanging around people that I like? Then, you know what? Go ahead and call me a clique.
I think most people that have met us in person know that I'll talk to anyone. I have been told a number of times by people not just in this community but in other communities we're involved in, like the nerd community in Portland, that I'm intimidating. I don't know why that is, because I literally will talk to anyone. I talk to homeless people on the bus. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's annoying to him. I'll make friends.
I'm like, we don't have to make friends everywhere we go.
But that's just her.
That's her personality.
That's her personality. Right?
Yeah.
So I can see, I certainly know that, especially early on when I was in the middle of surgery, a group of friends that I'm close to had some accusations thrown, and it just doesn't bother me because I know it's not true. Anyone that wanted to talk to us, my brother's calling.
Look.
I just think if there is a group of friends that are getting closer. Obviously, that group of friends didn't start off as 6, 7, 8 people. It started as 1, 2, and went adding to that group. You know what I mean? Because there's that, like you guys say, you guys have so much in common. You guys just bond together. You guys click and everything. And I guess that's where they get the whole click thing. You click with these people. That's how you become close to them. That's how you do stuff together, because
here's the truth. Just because you're in the community doesn't mean you're entitled to be friends with anyone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, sorry, what did you want?
I was going to say that to anyone who thinks that, and I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, because I'm not sure, but I'm not saying that there aren't people in the community who act that way, who now got pretty skinny and think that they're beautiful, and now they're going to be the popular mean girl that treated them bad in high school. I'm not. There probably are those people in the community,
as there are in every community.
But I can tell you, when that stuff goes down, Sarah and I are the first ones. Mostly her. She's the mouthpiece of our duo, but she'll be the first one to disavow that stuff, because it's only a problem when it starts becoming exclusive, when people are feeling excluded and put down, or what have you, then that's when it's a problem. And Sarah and I will be the first to say, you know what, we're not down with that at all. And
here's the other thing. I came down pretty hard on some friends, and maybe hurt the friendships because I didn't like some of the behaviors I was seeing or hearing. And I said, look, I'm not a part of that. I want nothing to do with that.
Because we get lumped into it because we've been friends with these people or have hung out or something like that.
This is the other thing. If you are feeling excluded in this community, take a hard look and ask about whether or not you asked to be included. Because no one in this community is a mind reader. So if you're sitting on the sidelines feeling like no one's inviting you into their party, try asking, because 99% of the people in this community will want you to join them. They have no idea you want to be there. Mm-hmm. So you also have ownership of your role in a community of people. So you know how I became friends with Sarah Spano? With Less of Sarah, I basically stalked her and told her I wanted to be her friend and started conversations with her. I mean, like, I didn't sit around and wait for her to find me and invite me to the party. I said, hey, I really like you. Like, you know, it really made me laugh when you said this, and we started talking, and that's how you become friends with someone. You invite yourself into the conversation. Now, if you invite yourself into the conversation and someone's mean to you, then we can have a conversation about whether or not there's a click. But don't talk about clicks if you're not asking to be a part of something. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Totally,
Definitely.
yeah.
I found most people are inclusive. Most people in this community are incredibly inclusive.
Yeah, and it's 90% women, and I can't recall a time when a woman walked up to me and said, hey, want to hang out? And I'll be like, 3 on this arm, 3 on this arm. While Sarah's walking up, you know, I'm very inclusive when it comes to that.
Yeah. So, I know you mentioned WLSFA a little bit, so do you want to talk about the countdown to Nashville a little bit?
So the countdown to Nashville was Sarah's brainchild, and we go away every year for a goal-setting plan. At the beginning of the year, we go and set our goals, and one of the top goals, you know, I had been struggling last year with some regain, like I mentioned, and it's hard for me to even talk about, really, because I feel a lot of shame about it, even though I know it's normal. But, you know, I told her, I go, look, you know, if we're going to the WLSFA, we're co-hosting, we're going to be talking, we're going to be seeing people. And, you know, I want to be back down to where I'm feeling comfortable in my skin and comfortable in my clothes, back closer to where I was. And so we kind of backwards planned. Okay, so if we want to be at this weight by May, here's what we have to do. And she thought that one thing that would really help her is if we created this countdown to Nashville and to help keep us accountable, you know, and start doing that. She said, you know, I do better when I make my videos and get my stuff out there, almost like an online diary, you know, and so let's do it. And I was like, no, but you go, for you, I'll do it. So we started up, and
now you have a whole bunch of people going through this.
Yes, that was a surprise. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, I don't know that when I started it, I necessarily thought that other people would want to participate, but I'm really glad that they did.
It was nice and exciting.
It helps me. One of the reasons I think I was so successful in the beginning of surgery is because I was holding myself accountable by making videos and knowing people were watching, and also by having other people doing it alongside me. Like, it helps motivate me. When I see that someone else is going through the same thing with me as me and they had a good week, it's like, oh man, see, or even better, I'm having a good week and they're having a bad week.
Yeah.
And then the next week I'm having a bad week and they're having a good week, and I'm like, see, you can have a bad week and come back.
Or she was having a bad morning on the scale this morning, and eventually I was like, look, you started this damn countdown to Nashville. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. You got a bunch of people on your Facebook doing this and that. Yeah. I'm like, you're the leader. You can't stop now.
But you know, one of the reasons I started it is, honestly, I just said countdown to Nashville for myself in a post one day, and like I'm in marketing and sales, so I'm like, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a thing. Countdown to Nashville. I was like, what if we do a countdown to Nashville for us, and it'll be fun, and we're really super involved with WLSFA. We're emceeing both nights. We're helping host Chopped on Sunday morning. I'm giving a talk on Saturday. And what if we make it about WLSFA? Because so many people look at these conventions as strictly a get-together and never attend any talks. Do what you want to do. No hate from me. But I wanted to go into it remembering why I was there. Right?
I love it.
Like, I'm not at WLSFA just to see my friends. I'm also there because I will be a weight loss surgery patient for the rest of my life. Yeah. Something for me to get out of it. And so I encourage everyone not to go to every talk, because that's not helpful and your brain will be fried by the end. But find 1 or 2 things at the event that might help you, and don't forget why you're there. It's fun to have a 3-day party. it's fun to have a 3-day party. But if you don't leave this convention with your head on your shoulders about surgery, then
What was the point?
what's the point in
Yeah,
going?
then just
go see friends.
Get your friends together and go on a cruise or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
like,
knowledge. There's a lot of experience. There's a lot. There's a wealth of different people and things you can learn and things that are good to remember if you've forgotten. And
Well,
don't miss out on that.
Well,
And
and
new
also,
things.
the WSFA is an organization designed to help people who don't have the same opportunity that we have. And on a strictly philosophical level, it felt philosophically incongruent for me to attend this event while simultaneously disrespecting my opportunity. You know, I don't want to go to this event where more people apply for a surgery grant than we could possibly fund while eating candy all the way there. I wanted to go there knowing that every single person that was getting denied, I wasn't slapping them in the face.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So for me,
definitely.
it was
I'm
really
totally gonna
about,
steal your wife, Chris. Like, it's fine.
I wanted to say something. Like you're doing your countdown and stuff. Like I said, I never really post, but when I saw that, and I've never been out of Texas, and being overweight for a long time at my highest at 514, I've always just been in existence. So seeing your countdown, then learning about WLSFA, what it does, how it funds to help people. This trip going to WLSFA is like the biggest thing for me, and people are probably like, no, but to me it is, because it's not just about going to party, because that's not what I'm wanting. I want to go and see what it's about. They're helping the people, and I'm going to be standing there meeting all these people that I have been inspired to do my journey, and I'm not just going to be in existence in my art room where I stuck in that room for many years. I'm going to be there as like, communicating, talking, and seeing people and learning. And I'm really, when I saw your countdown, and I'm ready for WSFA too, so it's just like, it's an awesome thing, because I'm not just going to exist.
I'm so happy for you. How awesome is that?
All three of you are going?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, let me tell you something real quick, and this goes to everybody watching also. I'm terrible with names. What's your name again? So don't kill me if I can't remember your name, because I'm terrible with names.
You could call me Dirty Girl. It's okay.
Oh, all right. I will remember that. I will. I was hosting last year. I couldn't remember anyone's name. I'm terrible at that. Also, you guys are newly out, so who knows what you're going to look like by the time May comes.
Yeah.
I'm almost 2 years out, and I look the same as I did.
Oh, I thought you said 2. Oh, really?
No, I'm almost 2 years out, and I stopped losing after 8 months. So what you see is what you seen back then, and what you'll see at.
You're so silly.
I'll look the same. No,
Christina's 2 months out,
Yeah,
and I'm
she's been-
7 months.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, but so speaking about Nashville, this is going to be all of our first like real meet and greet or conference or whatever. What can we expect other than fun times?
Oh boy, we can't say, but there's good stuff. We got a preliminary, but we're on the hush hush.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sat down.
Good one, Trish.
Yeah. We sat down with Laura Van Tile, who's kind of, Antonia is the one that started the organization, but Laura is kind of the organizer behind the event, and so
she works with Antonia, and they put it together.
Yeah, so I don't know how much information they've released, so I don't feel like I can talk yet, because we saw like the preliminary schedule with everything, but there's going to be so many talks of different varieties, no matter where you are in the process.
And new speakers who weren't there like last year.
And there's people that come to this that are pre-op, there's people that are post-op, there's people that are support people, loved ones of someone that had surgery, and I think the event takes care of everyone. There's something there for everyone.
There's things that they do every year that you can probably expect, like the bling off.
I have to pass on my crown. I'm pretty.
Yeah, she won the bling crown last year.
With
so
her beautiful wedding dress.
You have to pass that on. And anything else we can talk about?
I don't
Did
know.
they announce the chop thing? You said it already on here, but
I don't know how much they've said about it. So but there's there's something for everyone. There's going to be panels.
Carney's going to be there. That's going to announce, right?
Yeah.
Ambassador of Hope, Carney Wilson, and close personal friend of the Waffles will be there.
She's not our close personal friend.
So how was it meeting Carney? I know you're a big fan.
Hey, once you sing with her, you're her homie.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is what I think that you can expect, just in general, is that it can be incredibly overwhelming. Because there are a lot of people, some of whom know you, some of whom don't, some of people who, don't forget that just because someone can be a little standoffish doesn't mean that they are disrespecting you. There are a lot of people who are overwhelmed at these events, so they might just be overwhelmed. My theory is to be compassionate in every interaction, because you're going to meet a lot of people that have never been to something like this before. And it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So just remember every time you meet someone or talk to someone that they're there because they want to meet people, right?
Yeah.
And just approach that interaction with compassion, because they might be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
So it's not an indictment on you as a person if they're shy or uncomfortable. It's really them trying to grasp. I recommend that if you've never been to something before and you can be a little bit shy, to set aside a little bit of time every day just to go back to your room for like 45 minutes, an hour, and decompress. Because it really, we're both extroverts, but if you're not, I am told from a lot of our introvert friends that it's a ton to take in.
Wow.
So, and
Can you guys talk about where you guys met?
We met at Obesity Help.
Oh, before we do that, I'll just say, I think that although they haven't announced a lot of stuff, there's some cool stuff planned. And I think, they've taken a lot of feedback from the past few, and they're always trying to make it better. And I think there's some cool, if everything works out, we heard a lot of stuff that's going to be really cool. So I'm excited for it.
Is your band playing?
What?
Is Chris's band playing?
No.
No!
Oh, I thought I read that.
You never know when I might bust out in a song.
We'll have to get groupie shirts made or something. Or
yes.
shirts.
What was I gonna say? I forget. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you were talking about, we were going to talk about how we met.
How did we meet?
Yes.
Obesity
We met at
Help.
a convention. Not, you guys know this story. You guys
I'm not a stalker, so
I want to hear.
It's such a sweet story.
We met at Obesity Help.
I want the pictures.
2013. Obesity Help 2013.
I have the picture still in my head.
I was dressed as Sporty Spice. He thought I had long hair because I had a wig on.
And I was dressed as the devil. And I was handing out Twinkies and cupcakes to people at the party.
That's hilarious.
I was like at my lowest weight. I was like, ha 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 ha. I would not think that is funny now. But at the time, I thought it was my icebreaker.
Yeah.
And I saw her, and I was there with someone I knew, and I came down to the party, and I didn't really know anyone, and I wasn't really in the community that much, and but I was giving a talk, and I came down to check, and I always love a party. And I came down, I'm looking around, I didn't really know anyone. They were playing, do you remember what the song was? They were playing a song, and I looked, and I just see this booty dancing on the back. She had her back turned to me.
And may I say, what a booty.
Yeah, it was like dropping it like it was hot out there on the dance floor. And I was like, who is that? I was like, I was like, and I wandered over there and
Offered me a Twinkie.
offered her a Twinkie. Talking to her.
Wow, you're a fast one, aren't you?
I had the only reason I went to Obesity Help was to see us talk, so it's kind of weird.
What I didn't realize is that, I mean, I should have realized this because I was in the program, I was on the website, and I just looked like, everyone knew what I looked like and my name, but when I walked down there, because I didn't know anyone, I just kind of thought nobody knew who I was and that I was another attendee. But, like, no one would talk to me. I felt like they were like, what's that guy's Chris Waffle, he's talking tomorrow? I had no idea, and they were like, oh. So, like, when she says, like, she came down to see my talk, like, I was like, hey, and she was like, look, Chris Waffle, like, and I was like, oh, shit, I guess people do know who I am. I guess they paid attention.
That's cute. That's really sweet. So, you did say about the game. Are you going to do the game thing again this year with WLSFA? No. Are you still doing games? I bought one. And then I just kind of forgot about the whole thing.
I am. There's a couple of things going on with that project. Number one is that I'm struggling to find a time to record because of everything else we're doing, and I started doing it at the TV station. And I also am really trying to have a much healthier relationship with alcohol, which kind of precludes me getting drunk and filming.
Mm-hmm.
You started a new job, too.
I started a new job, which is a lot more stressful, and I can't record on weeknights anymore because I have to be on my A game first thing in the morning. And so there's that going on. I'm not doing it at the event for a couple of reasons. Number one is that I had no idea how many people were going to show up last time, and I was completely ill-prepared to teach 30 people how to play a board game at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I was like trying to teach them the game. I don't know it very well, and I'm a terrible teacher of the game. So I'm like, and they're like, what happens here? And I'm all, I don't know, Sarah. And like Sarah's trying to teach a different game. It was not good.
And on a very personal level, one thing I've learned about myself since then is that I'm, well, I knew this a little bit before. I'm a people pleaser, and when I host things, I want everyone to have a good time. And it's an unfair expectation on my part to think that everyone will have fun doing something that I like to do. But I took it very hard when people didn't have a good time. And it was really challenging for me, and I don't want to.
And not everyone is in the games, and they tried it out. I mean,
and that's fair.
Yeah.
No one was. Well, one person was not nice to me, but other than that, everyone was nice about it. It's just I took it really personally, like I had done something wrong, or like they thought they were going to have a good time and they didn't, and I felt I bore the emotional responsibility of that. And so I decided it's probably just not healthy for me to do that again.
Also, it's hard to
What?
You're doing so much at WLSFA.
It's hard to travel for us to travel so far and take a bunch of games also.
Yeah.
We'll just have to go to Waffle Palooza and play games.
Yes.
I love games.
Come here.
Well, I do.
We'll play right here.
You know, there's a couple of people that I know in the community that are board game nerds like me, and I've talked to a couple of them about maybe playing a game while I was there. I just, I can't expose myself emotionally like that again. It's totally irrational. I don't think that it's a rational response on my part, but I don't think I want to go through that again. It didn't feel good.
No, she yelled at me, and I knew it was irrational.
Yeah, I'm a very emotional person too, and I think I would have went through the same thing if I knew somebody wasn't having a good time or they didn't like it, or I would be like, ah.
Well, it's something that you love, and you want everybody to love it. Well, you know, not the same, but to like it. So. Yeah.
And if there's board gamers out there or bringing a game and want to have a game night and we're free, we'd be down for that, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. The other thing is that we're working a lot more at this event.
Follow us.
And I just don't think I have time for it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we're already coming to the hour. Did you guys want to say anything else?
Me. So as a couple, you guys both are weight loss patients. Do you find it easier to stay focused, or do you find it harder because if one falls off, then the other one follows, or how do you guys feel about that?
I'll let you address this.
Well, I will say, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last Nashville countdown video, or if I was saving it, but I might have said it. I do think that when we're both not focused, it's worse because we both have a bad relationship with food. And if we're both not on track or paying attention, we can both. I'm like, let's have some ice cream. And she's
Okay.
Like, then let's have this. Let's eat here.
Yeah.
But when we're both on track, it's way easier. So I've been struggling with the regain like she hasn't really been, and it's been hard for me. And she's just like, well, I'm gonna cook this awesome thing and eat this awesome thing. It's hard. I don't know how people, when one person is, because I was single when I had my surgery. I don't know what it's like for some people to like be married to somebody or be with someone who's not, when they're just eating whatever, or like a woman with a
It's
husband.
hard.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through too.
It's
You know
hard.
what I mean? I don't know how. So now that we're both on track, it's way better for me because I'm way more focused. And when I get discouraged, she's like, no, you know what? This is what we're doing. And when she gets discouraged, I'm like, no. Whereas when it's one or the other and I'm like discouraged, and she's like, yeah, that's too bad, eating a bowl of ice cream. And I'm like, ugh, pass it over. What do you think?
Yeah, I will say that when we're both on point, it's my ex-husband is thin and tall and has no problem eating whatever he wants without gaining much in
I don't know.
weight.
His metabolism's slowing down a little bit, I think.
He's not.
He doesn't have a problem with
He
weight
doesn't.
like we do.
He's not as thin as he was, but he's still a normal weight. It is easier for me when we're both on track than it ever was with him, even though he doesn't have a poor relationship with food. Just having someone else that really understands the emotional burden of obesity and the fact that part of me will always be obese.
Yeah, not being with someone who brings home a grocery bag full of chips and junk food and then says, don't eat it. What's the problem? This is for me.
But also,
You can't have that stuff in
Are you
the house.
living in my house? You know what's going on over here? No.
also, like, if it's someone that has never struggled with weight and you've been working your ass off for 9 days, and in that 9 days you gained 2 pounds instead of losing anything, someone that doesn't understand what that feels like is really hard to be with because it's hard for them to be empathetic. And that's not because they're a bad person. It's because they literally have no frame of reference to understand how much that hurts and how hard it is to stay focused when that's happening.
Or they might be a bad person.
They might be a bad person, but it doesn't mean they are. But like Chris this morning when I was struggling, even though he can't fix it, like I genuinely know that he understands the depth of how hard it is for me to want to continue trying when I feel like I'm busting my ass for no reason. You know what I mean? Like he really gets how that feels.
Yeah.
Even if he's not experiencing it. And that's not something through no fault of their own that someone who hasn't been obese can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just want to say that you guys have made a really positive impact on this community, and it's really hard when you have people that are negative or whatever in this community because it does spread. But to have people that are positive and just don't take bullshit, I really love that.
Yeah.
And I really cannot wait to meet you guys.
Aw.
We can't wait to meet you.
Can I say
All
one
of you.
thing?
Yeah.
I'm really afraid that no one's going to come to my talk at WSFA.
Oh, girl, we'll be right there. Right?
We'll be there.
Please.
So
I'll be there.
if the schedule is
Maybe.
correct, if the schedule stays the same, I'm going to be talking Saturday afternoon. And I did a pre-talk, and I think
It was great.
I think it went well. And
It was great.
I'm really excited to give it again. And it's not really about weight loss. It's kind of about getting what you want out of your life. And so if you're watching this and you're going to be there, I would really love for you to attend my talk.
It's good. It's goal setting. It's not just about. It's actually very little to do about weight loss, but it's if you guys we talk in our videos a lot about goal setting and what we do and how we are able to do so much. And the stuff that we've been able to accomplish since we've been together, and it's really a combination of backwards planning and goal setting and following through. And she's going to talk. She has a lot of good stuff to talk about that and how to make the most of the new life that you have post-surgery. Because, well, no, I'm not going to spoil your talk. It's good. You got to see it.
Yeah, don't worry about about that, thinking nobody's gonna show up. Because right here, there's 3 of us, and 2 of us, like we said, we don't comment, but we hear, we listen, and we love you. And I
Dirty
think you're
Girl's
hot.
going to be in the front
Yes,
row.
and I think you're hot as hell. I think you are a sexy ass bitch. So,
Somebody's standing staring at you. It was Lina, not me.
yes. So if you have 2 just right here out of the 3 that you don't know that like you so much, just imagine the community. How many? Yeah. Don't even worry about.
I think we had about 70 at my last talk, and it's a dense talk. I think it's kind of jam-packed and it's dense and it requires you to think. But a handful of them stuck through to the end and kept participating. Some of them stopped writing, but that's okay. But I hope that everyone comes, because I think that even at the end of that talk, like 4 people came up to me and said that they set their first goal that they've ever set, like in that meeting, and
because of you.
Yeah, so I felt pretty good about
That's
it.
awesome.
It was a little dense for, like, I don't think a lot of people were planning to come to have that really intense talk at a kind of a Saturday morning meetup, but it's definitely geared towards the weekend WSFA, and I think it's going to be. She got some good feedback and making some refinements. It's going to be good.
Don't even worry. You'll have lots of people there. So, well, thank you again for coming. Christina, did you want to say anything? I think I cut you off.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Oh, no, I'm just ready to meet them at WSFA.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. We hope you have a great night, and we'll be seeing you at WSFA.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye.
Bye.